Hello, hello, hello. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Okay, hello, hello, hello. Now, welcome to my 7 days to Christmas countdown. And if you've been following my blog from 12 days countdown, started last week, then you would know that today we are heading into 7 days countdown to December the 25th, Christmas. Now, Christmas is a time that is celebrated by some of us, some people don't, but the information I have in this video, which I will put on my website, so you may be viewing this from my website or YouTube or Facebook, but the information here is not only applicable to Christmas and the 7 day countdown. However, today, as we are nearing the Christmas holiday, we are already into it. I thought that I should touch on financial health. So today's topic is going to be focused on financial health and well-being. Now, when we talk about financial health, what exactly are we talking about? Now, in my own terms, financial health is the state of your financial well-being, your personal financial situation, whatever that is, right? Whatever that is. Now, for the purpose of this video, I must say that I am not a financial counselor. The tips that I'm giving you here is just to get you thinking, because if you are like me and you're looking at what's going on around, of course, it doesn't pay to worry. However, you must be cautious with what you have and how you're spending. Now, I was listening to a video, and I've read before so many times. There are some people, and I'm speaking about African Americans and black people in general. This doesn't apply to every black person, but they were saying that among the black communities, we have a lot of degrees, but we do not know how to keep money in our pocket. So this obviously seems to be a problem. I know personally people who I know seem to have a problem with this, with spending. So I hope that today's topic will just get you thinking, and maybe you should check some professional financial advisor if you need more information. Now, I don't have a professional financial advisor. I take care of my finances myself. However, I may have visited a professional financial advisor once when I was unemployed and wanted to know how to make certain decisions. I already decided, but I just wanted a second opinion. And when I visited him, he basically agreed with what my plans were. So he told me that I'm thinking in the right direction. Now, I don't know if you're employed or not, but I'm just gonna give you some things here. So your financial health is directly related to your general health and well-being, because of course, if you are depressed about your finances, it can cause you to get ill. Your finances affect your spending, what you spend on your food, the quality of food you eat, the quality of life that you have, right? They say money talks, it also walks. So money is necessary. Some people say, oh, money is the root of all evil. No, I don't think money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Now, so in terms of there's a word that I want to use in terms when I think of financial health. How do you get there? There's a term that I want to bring out here very early. It's called budgeting. Okay? So what is a budget? What is a budget? A budget is basically a written document. You could write it on a piece of paper, or you could put it in your computer or your smartphone, make notes. But the budget is a written information regarding your income, after you've already had your taxes deducted and any by your employer, if you're employed, if you have an employee, or if you're self-employed, is after you've deducted any taxes. What is left after that? How do you allocate those money, that money that you have? So your income, after you taxes have been deducted and other mandatory fees have been deducted by any organization, and what your expenditure is. So, in terms of a budget, what's the reason why you want to have a budget? You want to have a budget because you want to be able to track your spending. Having a budget should prevent you from overspending, from spending outside of what you have. And you should, in terms of a budget, what you focus on more are your needs. Now, there are two terms that I met while I was looking at this information. I met non-discretionary expenses, and these are considered as your mandatory needs, right? And they are like housing, taxes, debts, groceries, those things that you need for your basic life, your basic needs. And then there are discretionary expenses. These are your wants, things that you can, it would be nice to have, but you can survive without. All right, so now how to make a budget. How do you make a budget? Now, some people will have some elaborate budgets. I don't. I've never went anywhere to learn to do an elaborate budget, but I've seen the way some of them are done. For me, I get a nice clean piece of paper each month, and I write down this information on it. Now, your budget will be based on your income, right? So if you are getting an income like once weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, however you're getting your income, that's the thing with budget. There is a fixed period. So it's a written information that you have about your income and expenditure for a fixed period. As you can't say, okay, you write a budget today and you get in pay monthly, and you just do one just for this month, and you expect it to be for every month. Every month, if you're having a monthly income, you could make a fixed period of 6 months and just look at your income for every month for that 6-month period. But I like to keep things simple, so I do a monthly budget because I am a monthly paid worker, right? Now, how to make the budget? So you write down your income. You write down your income after you've let's say you're working for $3,000 monthly, after taxes and everything the employer needs in terms of health benefit, etc., to be taken out. So you're working for $3,000, so that's your income after they've done what they've done with it, right? And then what you do now, you look at your discretionary needs, your discretionary expenses, your needs. What are your needs? Maybe you have mortgage, so this comes out every month, right? So you put the amount that you comes out for your mortgage, that comes in. Then what else do you have? You have a vehicle. You may own the vehicle, but you have to buy gas. So of course you need gas for that month. What else do you need? You need your electricity or current for that month. You need your cooking gas bill if you are using cooking gas. You need transportation if you don't own a car. You need transportation. If you're paying for the car, then that money goes there. So whatever it is that you're doing, your communication, how much money are you spending on communication? That might be in terms of internet. Internet, or also, do you buy credit? Now, for instance, I'll say $20 credit maximum monthly. Why? Because most people, I contact them through Skype or WhatsApp or any form of social media, and that is covered by my internet bill. So outside of that, there are people that I call, and sometimes I may need to make a phone call that I cannot call the person on WhatsApp. And so I'll allocate, say, $30 or $20 maximum monthly for that. Sometimes I spend it, sometimes I don't, but I cater for that. So you cater for all those things. Food is another mandatory discretionary need, this discretionary expense. So you have your food here. Now, in terms of food, your food bill may vary from month to month. There are months when I will spend less on food, and there are months when I will spend more. It depends on how my supplies are. Sometimes I top up, and when I reach a certain, I say, okay, you know what, I can do without. I have two tins of Milo there plus one open. I can do without buying another tin of Milo for the month because I have enough. So I have olive oil there. I can do without olive oil and coconut oil for maybe 2 months. So sometimes your toothpaste, your soaps, whatever you have, these things, your bills will change. So that's why you have to update your budget monthly if you're living like that. Some people, they buy a whole pack of stuff to last them for 2-3 months, and that's fine. But whatever you do, you must have your budget updated. So what else? Your water bill, your phone bill, any of these bills. Now, I don't have, outside of the credit that I buy, I do not have a fixed line because I am trying to save money, and I don't see the reason why I should be paying rental for a fixed line. So I don't have a fixed line. My phone, my cell phone, is the only phone I have. I do not really do data plan. I use my internet at home. If I'm at work, I need to there's internet access, I use that. If there's none, I may use some of my maximum credit to just switch in to check and check out in terms of my internet access. Sometimes you just have to discipline yourself and know what you're all about, because remember, at the end of the day, the idea of a budget and your finance and ensuring that you have good financial health is to track your spending and be able to retain some of that money. So you must know, you must be able to give an account for where your money is going. All right. So now that we've so what you're gonna do, you're gonna put all out the cost for those things, and if you don't have the exact cost, you must give an estimation, right? An estimation of the cost for all those things, and then you add it up. You add up all of that. Now, you must bear in mind when you're doing that you cannot exceed your $3,000. Now, inside of that budget, you may say, okay, I'm going to donate this to the church if you pay tithes, or I'm going to put this in my savings. What else do you have? You might have health insurance, you might have your retirement plan, whatever it is. So you have your savings, your retirement plan, your health benefit plan. So all of that are part of your discretionary needs, right? Now, in terms of your communication, in terms of your phone bill, you will discipline yourself, because you could control to some extent the amount of money that you spend on your phone, on making calls, right? So these are the things you can. And water and electricity, there are things you can do, like unplugging your equipment when they are your cooking tools when you're not using them from the socket. Water, you could save water by not having the shower running all through the bath. You wet your skin down and all of that. You might even have maybe a container there catching some extra water, and when you wet your skin down adequately, you scrub nicely, and then you take one rinse. Some people do that, and you might say it's funny, but the way how things are going now, there might come a time when even that is something that might be a luxury. So there are places where people do not have access to adequate water, so you don't waste water. Even if you think you have enough, turn off lights. You're not using a light, a fan. Turn it off. The wind is cool and nice this time of year. You're cool and nice. You don't need the AC. If you don't need it, turn it off. You live in the house, turn things off. So these are some things you can do. What else can you do in terms of tips and saving money? Now, this is Christmas season, so what are things that you can do? I say make a shopping list for your Christmas season, and in your shopping list, cater for your menu. What is your Christmas menu going to be like? Now, I'm not saying that you should go out all lavish. It's up to you. Some people like to do a lavish Christmas dinner, especially we Caribbean people. We love to have I don't know, I can't speak for people in the US, but I know for we Caribbean people, many of us, we love to have a special Christmas dinner with all of our baked stuff and turkey and all of these things, cakes and all of these things. So wherever you are, plan your menu. How many cakes are you going to bake? What kind of cakes are you going to bake? what ingredients do I need for the cake? How many bread, if I'm going to bake bread, what ingredients do I need for the bread? How much gas this is going to take up, if you're using cooking gas. How much protein kinds of meat do I want? Do I want to do two different types or just one kind, depending on who you're catering for? And so you make a try to have an idea as to what your menu is, and then you make your shopping list, so that when you go to the supermarket, you stick to your shopping list. If it's possible, you can have your check for sales, things on sales, and your coupons. If things, some people go and they get so much from coupons. I don't have that luxury of having coupons in the way I am, but sometimes there are sales, and when there are sales, I capitalize on these things, because once I check the stuff and they are not expired, they are quality stuff, and they're on sale, I buy them. I don't say, okay, well, I have money and I'm not gonna buy on sale. If it is on sale, I buy it then. This includes things like clothing as well. Now, some people shop at all different times of the year, but I love to do end of year shopping if I am going to shop. And for this Christmas season, because of what is going on, some of us, we are very fortunate to have a job or to have an income if you are self-employed. So maybe it's not the wisest time to do a whole heap of crazy shopping. So maybe you might need to do an inventory of your closet, see what's needed, and just write down the things. Do I need all of these things that I have here, or can I just update one pair of shoe, whatever the case is, a jacket, a top, whatever the case is, so that you don't go. Sometimes we have so much and we keep buying, because some of us, we don't like to buy, we don't like to recycle clothes. We say we don't recycle. Now, if you check on Facebook, any social media site where I upload the pictures, you'll see me wearing the same thing more than once, because it is what it is. I'm not going to say I don't like to recycle clothes. If you can afford to not recycle clothes, go right ahead. All right. Now there are other things that you can do. You can so sales, coupons, buy small amounts if to avoid wastage. So if you're living alone, or you're living with a few people, and they don't really you don't use a lot of tomatoes, a lot of this. So there are some foods that spoil very quickly. You have two options. You can freeze them. But when you freeze these things, some things you freeze, you can't really eat them raw. You have to cook them, like tomatoes. If I freeze it, I have to put it in the pot, and like maybe in codfish and all of that, I cannot slice it and eat it after it's been frozen. It doesn't work for me. So there are some things like peppers, and so you freeze them and then you can cook them, but there are things you have to have fresh. So don't buy a whole large heap of stuff. So sometimes you go in the supermarket and you see things in a whole bag of tangerines, a whole bag of this, and a whole bag. Sometimes it's cheaper, yes, but sometimes you buy it and you have it in the fridge and it just wastes. So sometimes I'll say, I just want a couple tangerines for the week, because I think I'm kind of fed up. So then I'll just sorry, excuse me. So I'll just buy what I need. Things that can be frozen, I could top up a little on that, but I try not to keep fruits and veggies around too long unless they are meant to be frozen. I try not to. All right. So what about reuse certain things that you can reuse, like paper bags? If you have paper bags, sometimes I put garbage in paper bags. I reuse them. I reuse them for some things you can reuse for storage, so that you don't go out and you keep buying garbage bags when you can reuse certain things. That plastics, well, a lot of plastics are being thrown out of date now, but like paper bags, sometimes I have them around, and sometimes I put garbage in them, and I drive to the garbage dump and I throw them away there in the paper bags. I drive to the garbage dump and dump my stuff. Now, if you are in an area where you can't really use paper bags, of course you gotta use the plastics. But I have plastics. But sometimes, if what I have to throw away, it just can be held in a paper bag, I don't bother using a plastic garbage bag for that, because it's not enough for a big whole plastic garbage bag. Buy different sizes garbage bag as well. That could help you save money. Eat out less. Well, right now we know with all the COVID, many restaurants are not open, so maybe this is a time when people are actually saving money. So if you haven't been doing that, then you can eat out less. Now, what else is there to say? So this by no means cover everything, but I want to say is like the whole thing is to stick to your budget. so that when you go out and you have your budget, you try not to deviate from it unless there was something that you really forgot that you didn't put in and you need to buy it. Now, there are some people, they do not always work with cash. They use their debit or credit card. Now, I don't own a credit card. I own a debit card. But with my debit card, I have discipline. If I don't want to spend, I do not spend. Some people, when they have cash, they don't keep a track of their cash, so they tend to spend more. And so I'm saying, if when you have cash you tend to spend more, then have less cash and use your debit card instead. All right, now this video is getting very long, so if I have not addressed everything that you need here, then please let me know so I can do another video, because I really do not want to keep this video any longer because it takes a lot of time to upload. So again, in our 12 days to Christmas countdown, this is 7 days to Christmas, 7 days before Christmas. And thank you for viewing this video. Look forward to your comments and anything else that you may have on this. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you like this video. If you're on my side, share. It's a Christmas season. These tips are not just for Christmas season, but it's to help you to start develop healthy habits regarding your finances. Remember that your financial health also have effects on your other types of health, your mental, physical, social, other types of health. All right, and I didn't even touch on social, where you're hanging out and all of that takes money. So if you know you can't afford to hang out 5-6 times a week, hang out once, or maybe don't hang out at all, or maybe invite a friend over, you have whatever at home, and you do your hanging out at home, you exchange whatever, do find ways of enjoying life without putting yourself at unnecessary expense. All right, thanks again for viewing, and we are heading down the countdown.